So now we can get a good idea. Oh, there's that drop.
These planes are coming in really quickly, one right after the other. I mean, I think we're up to at least 5 or 6 drops that we've seen in just the last maybe 15, 20 minutes or so.
As well as helicopters too. And then Jenny says, you know, we do have San Diego Fire and Heartland Fire. They're on this as well, covering this. So there are crews. She's not seeing where in her location, but again, this is not an easy area just to walk up that road. But you can imagine how difficult this has to be for these firefighters. 60 pounds of gear on, plus that heavy suit as well, and it's a hot day today too. So trying to truck in there is going to be a difficult thing. Jenny is getting in touch with some of the people who live in that area, but let's go back to Brian Schlonsky. He's in the Live Center with an update from what other people have been sending in. Brian.
Yeah, Steve and Lindsay, one of the interesting things here, you see the perspective, the overview shot from Sky 10. You see as close as Jenny Creighton can safely get you. What we have here in the 10 News Live Center, we've gathered your photos from 10 News viewers, how close and far away they are. So you're going to see a couple things here as we start with
fire burns dangerously close to homes in Mission Trails Park.
Snapshot areas. So you can see some of them are going to be very close, some of them are going to be further away. You also heard Steve mention a timeline, how long we've been tracking this. Watch when I scroll over here. This will actually show you the times. You see it in black as I start to scroll that the different photos were taken all the way back. The first one coming in at 4:25. So let's flip over and get to some of these photos now from the perspectives. This one a little further away. This person was shooting from around the 52. That's how they got this smoke. And then over here, you can see these people are a little closer. These are some of the ones in the neighborhoods here as the smoke gets dangerously close to their homes. I can scroll down a little bit here. You see people shooting it from parking lots, from gas stations, from different perspectives. The smoke obviously can be seen for miles. A lot of these folks live in the Santee area. They are very worried about their neighbors, very worried about their community. This person you can see shooting out their window, that is burning pretty close there. This is the Mesa Road, Big Rock Road area. So different perspectives you see as people start to pull out their phones and snap photos of this, some from further away, some from closer. They've been doing this, as you mentioned, for almost the last hour now. So here in the 10 News Live Center, we'll continue to gather these as people safely, if you can do it, send us your photos, guys.
All right, thank you so much, Brian, for that perspective. We want to go now on the phone to retired Fire Captain Bob Lyons. Bob, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us today. So first off, just give us, from your perspective, exactly how are firefighters going to attack this in this specific area?
Well, the good thing about a fire like this is it's relatively close to the metropolitan area, so you have a lot of resources available to you. You also have a good water source available close by for the helicopters, so they have a much faster turnaround. But this time of year, and with the fires we've had in the past, the fire department and the county are very proactive and they're very aggressive in attacking these. So in the past, they might have been a little more lackadaisical about sending resources, whereas nowadays, they dump a whole lot of resources very quickly, very fast to the fire and try to get to it as quick as possible and keep the fire from spreading.
Bob, you've seen this in the past with our 2 major fires that we've had in years past as we were watching some crews from our breaking news tracker try and get out some of those hot spots. There's a close-up view, but you've seen this before where the fuel builds up. It's a cyclical thing, but kind of describe the situation of what these guys are having to fight through this brush and the danger if those winds pick up.
Well, yes, some of the areas that haven't burned, you know, if they haven't burned, some of them have burned in 40, 50, 60 years. And what you can't tell snakes in the area, it's just a whole hodgepodge of extremely dangerous things the firefighters have to cope with, along with the temperatures that they have to go through, the exhaustion, the amount of gear they've got to carry. So it's a very difficult battle for them. That's why, luckily, within the areas you're showing there, they've got a lot of resources available, so you can get as many people in as possible.
Now, so you are able to see some of these aerial images right now, correct?
Uh-huh.
So tell us, just in your opinion, what do you think about what you're seeing right now? Because this fire started not that long ago, just after 4 o'clock, and it looks like they've been able to get a pretty decent handle on that. Is that your opinion?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's like I said, it's close to metropolitan areas, so the response times for the firefighters is relatively quick. Get a company at scene quickly, and they start the command process. They start calling in resources. You can get people there fairly quickly, and they've done a great job in getting on top of this and getting a good control on it. With those areas where they have an interface with brush wildland areas and urban areas where you have a lot of homes, those can be extremely dangerous, especially like we've seen in the past, where once the fires build to a significant point, they get into the houses, it becomes a real dangerous situation for all those involved.
Bob, as you look at that shot from Sky 10 on the right-hand side of your screen, it's really a great aerial of kind of the battle that's taking place at this point. Can you kind of describe the benefit of this for a firefighter when you got the natural break just to the north of that shot right there on the top of the screen with the road, and then it's burning uphill as well, coupled with the fact that there's not a whole lot of wind? It's got to be such a benefit for those firefighters.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime we get good access points like that, where there's a road and they can get equipment in there, that benefits. Even if we can only get smaller vehicles where we can get, personnel up there, or we can land a helicopter and drop off people, anything like that can help us out. The terrain, and especially today, the wind conditions where we're not getting really radical winds, we're getting a big wind-driven fire. It helps the firefighters get a good handle on it. They can get on it a lot quicker.
Bob, I have just been really struck by how quickly the crews have been able to respond to this.
Somebody started a fire today off the 805
how far away are most of
North
these
Freeway
coming from?
today.
It seems like they're refueling,
down by
or they have a
Sweetwater.
lot of planes to begin with
Let's
to
see
be
if I
able
can
to
get
attack
that
this.
footage.
Well, luckily this time of year, our resources aren't stretched real thin. We don't have a lot of fires burning in the state at this point. The aerial tankers, they're coming out of the Ramona Hell Base, and they have an air attack